Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into a topic that honestly affects so many people, millions really, often in ways you might not even realize are connected. We're talking about those really common gastrointestinal issues, heartburn, acid reflux, constipation, IBS, colitis, bloating, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the list goes on.
And how they're often deeply, deeply intertwined with something absolutely crucial: getting truly deep restorative sleep.
That's a huge connection.
Now, you shared some fascinating sources with us. They propose this unique sort of integrated approach, tackling both gut health and sleep quality using what they call a simple elixir.
Right.
So our mission today is basically to pull out the most important nuggets, the best ideas from these sources, to really understand the surprising synergistic power of its ingredients and, what it could mean for your overall well-being.
And it's so relevant because these digestive discomforts, they're not minor inconveniences for a lot of people. They really impact quality of life globally. Understanding these connections like these sources suggest, it's key to moving beyond just managing symptoms. It helps find more foundational solutions. It's a really vital step, I think, in becoming truly well-informed about your own body.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. Our sources start by laying out the common culprits behind these widespread GI problems. When we look at diet first, what are the main offenders they point to?
Yeah, the sources are pretty clear that diet plays this huge, often kind of overlooked role. We're talking about the usual suspects in some ways. Too much processed food, definitely excessive sugar intake.
Okay.
Also eating too late before bed or just eating overly large meals in general.
Right, that makes sense.
And there's even a note about diluting your meals with too much liquid. That can actually impact digestion by sort of weakening stomach acid.
Interesting.
But it's broader than just the food choices, Other big factors they highlight include just poor digestion overall, maybe being overweight, and crucially, the impact of stress, specifically high cortisol levels. That's your body's main stress hormone. The sources really flag that as a problem for the GI system.
The stress connection.
Exactly. Think about, have you ever had a really stressful week and felt your stomach just tied in knots? Or maybe had an IBS flare-up?
Oh, definitely.
That's your nervous system directly talking to your gut. It just confirms how much our internal state, our stress levels, influence our digestive health. It's a powerful link.
So it's not just what we eat, but how and when, plus this whole layer of stress.
Okay.
So given all that, the sources then pivot to this elixir.
Right.
They talk about its synergistic effects, this promise that it promotes deep sleep while simultaneously repairing and healing the gut. That sounds amazing, but maybe a little too good to be true. But the sources make a strong case, don't they?
They really do. And what's powerful, I think, is how the components are meant to work together. It creates benefits that go beyond just, the sum of their individual parts. This isn't just taking a sleep aid and then separately a digestion aid. The idea is that by promoting that deep restorative sleep, your body naturally enters its repair mode. And that allows these specific ingredients to work more effectively on actually healing your gut. It becomes this kind of positive feedback loop.
I see. Healthier gut, better sleep.
Exactly. And better sleep means a healthier gut. It builds on itself.
So what are the claimed benefits of this combined action?
Well, they say it helps repair and heal the smooth muscle inside the intestinal tract. It helps strengthen the microbiome. That's all the good bacteria in your gut.
Right, the microbiome.
It helps balance digestive enzymes, normalize pH levels, reduce congestion. It also improves peristalsis.
Peristalsis.
That's
the muscle movement.
Yeah, those wave-like contractions that push food through.
Right.
So improving that is a big help for constipation for many people.
Got it.
And if we connect it back, the elixir's action on relaxing and toning smooth muscle is really interesting because those muscles, they're directly controlled by the nervous system.
There's that link again.
Yeah, it really underscores this holistic idea linking gut health straight back to overall bodily relaxation and, by extension, better sleep.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Diving into the specific ingredients, each one seems pretty simple on its own, but together they supposedly pack this powerful punch. Let's start with chamomile tea. What's its role here?
Chamomile is, it's quite remarkable, actually. It contains an antioxidant called apigenin.
Apigenin.
Okay. And apigenin basically acts like a little key fitting into specific sleep locks in your brain. It gently signals your body, okay, time to wind down.
So it promotes sleepiness.
Exactly. Promotes sleepiness, reduces insomnia. It helps you drift off faster and, importantly, get into that deeper sleep.
But it's not just sleep, right? the gut benefits.
No, not at all. Beyond helping you nod off, chamomile does wonders directly for the smooth muscle of the GI system.
How so?
It has these anti-inflammatory effects. They protect against a whole list of issues: diarrhea, stomach ulcers, nausea, cramping, acid reflux, IBS, gas.
Wow, that's quite a list.
It is. And it also indirectly relaxes the whole body by working on secondary nerves and muscles. That's a major help in controlling anxiety.
Which we just said can tie your gut in knots.
Precisely. Plus, it calms and reduces pain from things like swelling, congestion, or other inflammation in the gut.
Okay, very soothing.
Very. Now, there is one crucial caution the sources highlight.
Huh.
Chamomile tea does have blood-thinning properties, so if you're taking any kind of anticoagulant medication like warfarin or something similar,
Right.
you really should consult your doctor first. That's a really important safety point.
Definitely good to know. Okay, from a calming flower to a fiery root, let's talk ginger.
Yes, ginger.
We often reach for it with an upset stomach, but what does this spice really bring to the table in this elixir, according to the sources?
Well, ginger is packed with antioxidants and these things called phenolic compounds.
Phenolic compound.
Yeah, and they're said to relieve that gastrointestinal irritation, calm things down, and also lessen gastric contractions.
Gastric contraction, so less squeezing.
Less squeezing, which means less likelihood of acid flowing back up into the esophagus. Heartburn relief, essentially.
Okay.
There's also a specific substance in ginger called zingerone.
Zingerone.
And it apparently binds to pain receptors, helping to reduce digestive discomfort directly.
Interesting. But there's more, right? Inflammation.
Oh, yeah. This is where it gets really impactful, according to these sources. It has powerful anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties, hugely beneficial for the gut.
Antimicrobial, like fighting bad bugs.
Exactly. Ginger can actively reduce issues caused by things like candida overgrowth or opportunistic microbes like H. pylori.
H. pylori, that's linked to ulcers, isn't it?
Often, yes.
Yeah.
So ginger helps fight that and also protects the stomach lining itself.
What about bloating? So many people deal with bloating.
Yes, for bloating, which is super common, ginger seems to help with various causes: overeating, gas, food intolerance, constipation, even environmental changes when traveling, perhaps.
How does it do that?
It has what's called a carminative property. Basically, it helps relieve flatulence and gas, so it eases that pressure and cramping associated with bloating.
Okay.
And one more thing, impressively, ginger can apparently inhibit the neural receptors that signal vomiting, so it can help reduce nausea too.
Wow. Ginger is it's a powerhouse for the gut.
It really seems to cover a lot of bases.
Okay, next up, lemons. We think vitamin C, obviously, but our sources suggest their role here is much bigger than that.
Absolutely. Lemons play a pretty significant role. They're said to help loosen toxins that might be floating around in your GI tract.
Loosen toxins. How?
The sources suggest it just helps the body process and eliminate them more easily. This helps relieve indigestion symptoms and can reduce burping and bloating from excess gas production too.
Okay. And the vitamin C.
Well, you mentioned it, and it's huge. Lemons are one of the absolute best sources of ascorbic acid, vitamin C, essential for proper immune system function, defending against all sorts of pathogens.
Right. Immune support.
But what's really fascinating, I think, is how lemons help your body produce collagen.
Collagen. Like force fin.
Yes, but not just skin. Collagen is vital for repairs all over the body: blood vessels, connective tissue, and crucially here, the lining of the GI tract itself.
So it helps repair the gut lining.
That's the idea. Plus, they act as a mild diuretic. They encourage healthy water elimination through urine, reducing excess water retention.
Which could affect blood pressure.
Exactly. It can impact blood pressure and even heart function. And finally, lemons are flagged as being very important for liver health.
The liver, okay. How does that connect?
Well, your liver impacts pretty much everything: blood sugar balance, metabolism, cholesterol levels, blood pressure, overall digestion. So by supporting your liver, lemons have this sort of cascading positive effect on your whole system.
Okay, so lemons are doing a lot more than just adding flavor. Foundational repair, detox support. Cool.
Definitely.
All right, finally, the sweet touch. Honey, what's its unique contribution here? It's not just for taste, I assume.
No, definitely not just for taste, though that helps. Honey seems to improve the gut microbial balance. It contains a unique compound called methylglyoxal.
Methyl-dicloxal.
Methylglyoxal, yeah. It acts as a natural, gentle antibacterial agent. This helps in managing bacterial infections in the stomach, specifically controlling the growth of H. pylori again.
Another H. pylori fighter.
Yes, helping to rebalance your gut flora. It also boosts the immune system generally, potentially helping to prevent future stomach-related issues.
And antioxidants. I know honey has those.
It does, especially the darker varieties tend to have more. These antioxidants contribute to gut health by neutralizing free radicals, reducing inflammation, and even helping chemically alter toxins.
Okay. There's something about prebiotics.
Yes, very important. Raw honey specifically is highlighted as a great source of prebiotics.
Prebiotics. That's food for the good bacteria.
Exactly. Prebiotics feed the good guys, the probiotics, in your intestinal tract. By feeding them, you help your entire gut microbiome flourish and stay healthy.
So honey is working on multiple levels: antibacterial, antioxidant, prebiotic.
Seems like it, yes. Balancing the gut environment.
Okay, so we've broken down these 4 ingredients: chamomile, ginger, lemon, honey. Powerful stuff individually. How do we actually put it all together for the listener? What's the practical recipe for this elixir?
Right. The recipe itself, according to the sources, is quite simple. You need 1 cup of boiling water.
Okay, standard bug size.
Pretty much 1 tea bag of chamomile tea. Then 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger.
Ground ginger, not fresh.
The recipe specifies ground, yeah. Easier to measure and mix consistently, perhaps. Then the juice of 1/4 to 1/2 of a lemon.
Okay, depending on taste and lemon size, I guess.
Probably. And finally, 1 teaspoon of raw organic honey, or as mentioned, an alternative sweetener if needed or preferred.
Raw organic honey, is that crucial?
Well, the sources do suggest using organic ingredients generally, if possible. For the honey, raw is probably key for those prebiotic benefits we talked about. But they also reassure you that you can still get great results even if you can't get all organic ingredients. So accessibility is considered.
That's good. Okay, so you have the ingredients. Then what?
Super simple. Just stir everything together in the cup of hot water, mix it well, and drink it about 20 to 30 minutes before you plan to go to bed.
20 to 30 minutes before bed. Okay.
Yeah, it gives it a little time to start working its magic before you lie down.
And the sources mention it should taste pretty soothing too, right? Which is nice before sleep.
Yes, they suggest it has a pleasant, calming taste and feeling, which is definitely a bonus when you're trying to wind down for the night.
Okay, so we've really taken a deep dive here into how these simple things, chamomile, ginger, lemon, honey, when combined, seem to offer this powerful, synergistic approach, fostering deep sleep and helping with gut healing. It's quite remarkable how the information you shared lights up the connections between these vital systems. It really makes a case for simple yet potentially profound changes.
It really does. And what's so insightful, I think, is seeing how understanding these links between things that seem separate, like sleep quality and gut health, can lead to those big aha moments for people.
Yeah.
It's not just about chasing symptoms, is it? It's more about nurturing the body's own healing abilities, often with tools that are surprisingly accessible, like a simple tea.
Indeed. And, well, it leaves us with a final thought, maybe something for you, the listener, to mull over. Given this clear impact of stress and diet on our gut health, just consider how maybe those subtle ongoing whispers from your gut, that persistent bloating, or maybe just occasional discomfort you brush off,
Yeah.
or even just that constant low-level hum of stress in your life, could those things actually be the silent saboteurs of your deepest, most restorative sleep, even if you don't immediately connect the two dots?
That's a powerful thought to end on. The hidden connections.
Something to consider as you go about your day.